Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Back at it with another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday, and I am reviewing Gettin It, no G, but with the apostrophe, Gettin It, and in parentheses, album number 10 by Too Short. So, judging by the name of the title, this is Too Short's 10th album right here. And yeah, there you go with that. This joint came out May 21st, 1996 under Jive Records. And even though this is his 10th album, this is his 7th album under Jive Records, by the way. And this was actually his final album before going on a brief career hiatus. And so that's interesting. So this joint was under Jive Records, that's pretty much it. The producers involved, L.A. Dre, Ant Banks, Colin Wolf, MC Bread, or Breed rather, Shorty B, and Spearhead X. So there you go with that. Alright, looking at this real quick. So this joint was #1 on the US top R&B/hip hop album charts and #3 on the US Billboard 200 charts. So out of all his albums, when it comes to the charts, this one was his best one. So remember, last week I reviewed Life Is Too Short, which was his best album based off of certifications, because that was the only album he released that got double platinum. And then the next, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 albums after that, this one being the 5th, he got straight up platinum by the RIAA. And in fact, this was his last album to get platinum. The next 2 got gold, and then after that, he didn't get any certifications after that. He's still going, by the way. His last album came out December 2019, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. So, getting back on topic, Gettin It, the best album he did based off the chart. And then you could say in close second is Get In Where You Fit In. Then you got Can't Stay Away. Then you got Cocktail. So he released a pretty good number of albums that did pretty well on the charts and did pretty well in certifications. So there you go with that. Now let's get on with the album real quick. So there's 14 tracks. It was tough, but I'm gonna say one of them was a skit. So whether one of them was a skit, 2 of them was a skit, or none of them was a skit, I can only give you guys a top 3, not a top 5. So let's go. The first track off this album just so happens to be the only single off this album, which just so happens to be the same name as the album itself, minus the album number 10 part. And that is Gettin It, no G, but with the apostrophe. Featuring, I'm gonna butcher their names. I'm assuming this is a group right here. Yeah, this is a group. Parliament Funkadelic. I mean, I probably butchered that wrong, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. So that's the first track, the only single off this album, Gettin It. Next up is Surviving the Game, no G, but with the apostrophe and Surviving. Followed by That's Why. Track number 4 is called Bad Rays, featuring Stud, Mother One, and Joe Ritz, and Sanji Mickey. Track number 5 is called Fuck My Car, featuring MC Bread, followed by Take My Bitch. Track number 7 is called Buy You Some, featuring Eric Sherman, MC Bread, and Cool Ace, followed by Pimp Me, featuring Goldie, Cool Ace, Sir Captain, and Real Tight, Real Tight, R-E-E-L. Track number 9, ironically enough, is called Baby D, which features Baby D. So apparently Baby D did the entire lyrics for this track right here. Track number 10 is called Nasty Rhymes, followed by Never Talk Down, featuring Rappin' Forte and MC Bread, or Breed, how do you want to pronounce it? Track number 12 is called I Must Confess, featuring Real Tight, followed by So What You Saying, So What You, W-A-T-C-H-A, and Saying, no G, but with the apostrophe, and then there's a question mark in the title as well. And then the last track off this and actually, that one right there is actually a skit. So What You Saying, that's actually a skit. That's the only skit off this album. And then track number 14 is called I Have Been Watching You, then in parentheses, Move Your Sexy Body, featuring Parliament Funkadelic. There you go with that. That's a long track, by the way. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So, let's get on with the single, Gettin It. So, this joint came out sometime in 1996. There's no exact date for this one. So, this is his only single. It do have a music video, and the song was produced by Shorty B. And it was 68 on the US Billboard Hot 100, 49th on the US Billboard Hot R&B/hip hop songs, and number 9 on the US Hot Rap Songs charts as well. And that's pretty much it. So there you go with that. And also, it was on the Dangerous Music as well, so that's interesting. Alright, so let me give you guys my favorite tracks off of this album from worst to first. So, now I'm going to start with the skit though. So what you're saying, the beat was borderline cool/really cool. Expect me to say that a lot. There's a lot of borderline stuff within these tracks. So, worst track off this album is I've Been Watching You, Move Your Sexy Body. So it's a smooth track, which is going to be somewhat of a theme with this entire album, by the way. The tempo is straight, the melody is cool, the bass is cool, the kick is borderline, and this is the first, is borderline straight / cool. That's the first time I ever rated an instrument in any of my Throwback Tunes videos. Straight / cool. Moving on. The snare is really cool and powerful as heck. I was like, wow, that snare is crazy. Despite that, the track is still cool nevertheless. Next up, That's Right. The tempo is cool, same with the melody and the bass and the kick and the snare. Everything was just cool. Therefore, the track was just cool. Next up, Buy You Some. The tempo is borderline cool / really cool. Again, expect me to say that a lot. The melody is cool, same with the bass and the kick and the snare. Overall, the track is cool. Next up, Bad Rays. This is a semi-smooth track right here. Again, and now expect me to say that a lot as well. The tempo is cool, the melody is really cool, the bass is cool, but should have used a different bass, really. A smoother one, to be exact. The kick is really cool. The snare is cool, but should have used a different, smoother snare, something that fits the theme of the beat, in my opinion. And it would have been really smooth, in my opinion. Overall, the track is still cool, nevertheless. Next up, I Must Confess. The tempo is borderline cool / really cool. The melody is really cool here, especially the vocals doing the hook. Like, the melody makes this track without question. The melody was dope. The bass is borderline cool / really cool. The kick is cool. The snare is cool, but should have used a different one. The percussions are cool. Overall, the track is cool as the melody is dope as heck. So they actually used the sound bites from actual drums. So somebody was legit playing the drums. And because of how that melody sound, I'll be honest, they could get away with that with the kick. But the snare, I don't know about that one. I don't know about the snare. Like the cymbals, yeah. The percussions, yeah. You can get away with that. It's cool. But the snare, even though the snare was cool, but they should have used a different snare for this one. Next up, Fuck My Car. Semi-smooth track right here. The tempo is cool. Melody is really cool. The bass is really cool, as is the kick. The snare was just cool. Overall, the track is really cool. Next up, Nasty Rhymes. Another semi-smooth track right here. The tempo is really cool. The melody is borderline cool / really cool. The bass is really cool. The kick was just cool. The snare was borderline cool / really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. We got Surviving the Game next. Another semi-smooth track right here. The tempo is really cool. The melody is cool / really cool. Same with the bass. The kick was just cool. And the snare clap combination, they were really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. We got Never Talk Down, another semi-smooth track right here. The tempo is really cool. The melody is borderline cool / really cool. Same with the bass, cool / really cool. The kick is cool. The snare is really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. And then we got Gettin It. This is somewhat of a smooth track. Not a smooth track, not a semi-smooth track, but somewhat of a smooth track. The tempo is really cool. Melody is cool. Bass is really cool. Same with the kick and the snare. Overall, this track is really cool. Alright, I'm about to give you guys my top 3 tracks off this album. The third best track off this album is Pimp Me. The tempo is borderline cool / really cool. The melody is really cool. Same with the bass. The kick is cool. The snare is excellent. Overall, the track is really cool. Second best track off this album, Take My Bitch. This is a smooth track right here, without question. The tempo is cool, but should be faster. The melody is really cool. The bass is excellent. The kick is cool / really cool. Snare is really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. And then the number 1 track on this album, ironically enough, is Baby D. This is a semi-smooth track. The tempo is really cool. Same with the melody and the bass. The kick was just cool, but the snare is excellent. Overall, the track is really cool. So Baby D, best track off this album. So let me give you guys, really there was only one professional rating that I can give you. That's from AllMusic. They gave this 2.5 out of 5 stars. So that's crazy. But what do I think about this album? So this is a better album than Life is Too Short. I'll be honest, I thought Life is Too Short was overrated. But Gettin It, I think this was a much better album. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I recommend you download it and you keep it. This is trying to get on that smooth, scale right there. And matter of fact, it even said the album's production and lyrical content more or less reflects the domination of gangsta rap and G-Funk through the West Coast and somewhat strays from Too Short sex and pimping themes. So it goes away from that and focuses more on gangsta rap and G-Funk. So it was somewhat on that smooth vibe. It wasn't there completely, but it was somewhat there. But despite that, it was still a cool album. 4 out of 5 stars. I recommend you download it and you keep it. And I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, aka New Steve Nate Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.